Alright folks, we are back playing Criminal Case on Facebook. We're going to be going on to the next case of the District of Russia. We just finished off Moscow Mole. Now we're going on to Only Truth Remains. St. Petersburg. Sergeant Jacob, glad you made it to St. Petersburg. As your previous investigation has shown, the Russian space program has been comprised by Sombra. Our biggest priority right now is to figure out what kind of information Sombra has procured and why. Good thing we have Marina's mother, Natasha Romanova, on our side, as the head of Cosmora says help could be invaluable. According to her service, this suspicious activity in St. Petersburg area seems connected to a place called the Lermontov Estate. The estate is a luxury property owned by the Internetic Russian billionaire Dmitry Lermontov. If Sombra is plotting something at that estate, we need to get to the jump on that. Get going, Jacob. Who is that Dmitry Lermontov? And who is he exactly? I'm guessing Carmen is our partner for this case. Uh-oh. Is that the guy Chief Ripley told us about? Broken wood, that's obviously gonna be something. Sewing machine. Sewing machine. There, one-way sign. Is that Dimitri? Dang, Jacob, this estate looks like a palace in Russian fairy tale. But that body looks like a character from the Brothers Grimm. His head is completely caved in, I agree. This doesn't look accidental. I guess we have another murder in our hands. Do you find anything that could help us catch the killer? Broken wood? Looks a little too fancy for fireware. Maybe you can put the pieces back together and see if you can tell us more about the crime. And you want to look through a bunch of horse pucky? Your hunches are rarely wrong, but I think I'll let you handle that. You're right, Jacob. We came here to check out suspicious activity, and murder is pretty suspicious. Let's get to the bottom of this. Alright guys, I'll go ahead and see you guys when I go ahead and grab some starts. This is Galaxy Nail 2026, over and out. Alright folks, we are back. Let's go ahead and get the results. Or actually, let's go ahead and examine these two. I actually grabbed enough stars to actually get through. Oh man, I really do not actually. Lermontov Estate. Ivan Vysotsky. I really don't know how to say that. So you piece the broken wood back together. The property sign saying that this is the Lermontov Estate. Looks like the estate caretaker is a man named Ivan Vysotsky. He probably takes you. Oh, is that the guy from the thumbnail from chapter 1? I think it is. You're right, Jacob. Since he's the estate caretaker, this Ivan Vysotsky might be able to tell us more about what happened here. He's the guy from the thumbnail. Yeah, that is him. Interesting. Why does he have a gun, though? If he's not the victim. I'm assuming that victim's name is Dimitri. Wow, this... Oh, I see something. What is that? Is that a decorative egg? Looks pretty fancy. How did it have a name? Maybe the victim could have stolen it. Maybe the killer tried to stop him, but I tried a little too hard. Speculation will get us nowhere. Let's check out this egg and get us some real answers. Okay. 3 hours, okay. Lars, you get talking. I take care of Ivan Vysotsky. Mr. Vysotsky, Sergeant Jake was wondering if you knew anything about a dead body being found in the state. Can you identify this man? Bunch my prayers do get answered. Mikhail Karamazov is dead. Ha, good riddance. Oh, that's the guy's name. Wow, that is not the response we were expecting. So I take it you knew the victim? Yes, I told you, it's Mikhail Karamazov. He's a civil notary. He's been nosing around the place. I chased him off the estate a million times. Did you ever chase him with a weapon? Did I chase him with a weapon? Of course, a shotgun. I never had to shoot him. You just saw it and run away. Crawling off to the cafe to play cards with the estate owner. They were there all the time, playing cards all night without a care in the world while I... Thank you for your help, Mr. Fatosky. We may need to question you again, so please stick to the St. Petersburg area. New? Where else would I be? What a character, chasing after Theraspurs with a shotgun, but you're right. It did give us useful information. We learned that the victim was a civil notary, which means he has access to all sorts of legal documents. Mikhail Karamazov had power over financial and legal matters. Good point, Jacob. Having power means having information that can be used against people. You're right. Fatosky also said that Karamazov spent a lot of time at the Cafe Oaken. The victim visited often as all of that. There may be clues at the cafe that can help us solve this murder. Alrighty. Into the cafe we go. Thanks, Fatosky, for identifying this man. Let's go. That's obviously going to be something. Faded newspaper. Horn. Where is the horn? There. Where's the ladder? Precious box. Precious box. Right there. Deer head. Deer head. Where is the deer head? Shoe. I see a horn. Oh, there's the deer head. Not my best performance ever. So, has Cafe Akun been hiding any useful clues, Jacob? Like, you found a newspaper. Guess some snow on it because I can't read a thing, but I do see the victim in that photo. You can dust it and uncover the rest. This lacquer box is inter-green too. Why would anyone need to put a lock on something like this? I'm sure you could crack it as soon as we find out. Okay. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Okay, the newspaper, here we go. Interest. Oh, who's that? Oh, shoot. It's more than just a person. It's the text. That's why it took longer than I expected. That's an interesting headline on the newspaper. It's the heir to the Russian royal furniture. Pretty sure they mean the fancy lady and not the victim. But who is this lady? I bet you can find a match in our database. Okay. Let's go ahead and examine this precious box first. Okay. Come on. Nice. First try. So you opened the lacquer box from the cafe, but what was inside that required locking up? A little black book? Hold up. You're going to check what the heck that Russian on the cover means. Letters spell out Mikhail Karamazov. The book belonged to the victim. What's inside the book? You're right. There are names and sums next to them. This looks like a ledger, and this name says Lermontov, like the estate. Well, we know the estate owner and the victim play cards together. We know Dmitry Lermontov Karamazov money. Seems like the motive to me. Right, Jacob. Let's track down this Dmitry Lermontov and grill him about this. Debit to the victim. Okay. Should be simple. Oh, it's not that. Only made one minor flaw, but that's okay. Still managed to actually get 9. So what was that lady in newspaper photo with the victim? What do you mean there was no full name? Are you kidding me? The database just says she goes by the name Duchess Anastasia. Like Anastasia of the Russian royal family, who were all executed in 1918. Surely this lady can't be convincing anyone that she's the Anastasia. She had to be over 100 years old. Well, whoever this so-called Duchess Anastasia really is, she knew the victim. That's enough to warrant a conversation. You're right, Jacob. She might be holding a secret. Who knows? Maybe she killed Mikhail Karamazov. But first we gotta talk to Dmitry Lermontov. I'm not sure that's how you say it correctly. Of course, Karamazov. Sure, I played cards with him once or twice. He was a total buffoon. I think you say the ass of a horse. Duh. According to a ledger, Sergeant Jacob found a cafe at Kuhn. You were debt to him. Please. I lost a little money to a little man. Nothing to cry over. I'm a billionaire. Richest man in Russia. Well, you never had to pay off that debt, Mr. Lermontov. Karamazov was murdered on your estate. A murder on my estate? It's like we've written an old Russian novel. How exciting. Well, here's hoping for your sake that you aren't the anti-hero protagonist of this novel, Mr. Lermontov. And now that's Anastasia. Supposed Duchess. Miss Anastasia? Duchess, please. And I guess no one is big on courtesy these days. Duchess Anastasia. Sergeant Jacob found a newspaper article with a photo next to a certain Mikhail Karamazov. Can you believe that's the picture they choose? At night at the opera, and I got photographed next to a lower gentry, a notary no less. I was presenting Karamazov to notice her prayers. I was proving the greatest granddaughter of the Grand Duchess Anastasia. Let me guess, he said no, and that's why he's dead. He's dead, and you think I killed him? In this dress? You prefer something more formal. Somehow I think we'll be meeting again, Duchess. Alright guys, see you guys in 6 hours. This is Galaxy Nail 2026. Over and out. Alright folks, we are back. I know it kind of took longer than I expected, but I gotta get this done out of the way. Hey Jacob, quite a excellent lab sample you found of that horse manager in the Lermontov estate. An original Faberge egg. Faberge eggs are precious works of art. They were missed by the Russian royal family as imperial Easter eggs. But they also serve to showcase the high level of Russian skill as jeweled arts and mechanics. Only 50 were produced between 1885 and 1917. Of those, only 43 remain. So you can't imagine how expensive they are. I was very careful when I examined the egg, but I did find traces of blood and some hair on it. The blood definitely belongs to the victim. As for the hair, it was canine. The sample I ran showed the dog Herberg Russian Wolfhound, otherwise known as a Borzoi. These dogs shed like crazy, so the killer is definitely in regular contact with this breed. So our killer has contact with Borzoi dogs. Well, I hope they aren't too attached. They'll be short leash in prison. Well, it's a good thing I was able to actually get it on the first try, I think. By remembering how to say it. Oh, Jacob, glad to see you. Though you might want to see my latest Matryoshka doll. See, it's you, Carmen, because you're a recent badass. Okay, thanks. You made me look really angry. Anyway, how about some information about the murder victim? Oh yeah, well Jacob, the victim definitely met his end thanks to the blunt force trauma. Whoever killed him sneaked up from behind and struck the victim with a heavy instrument. Because of these injuries, you want to keep an eye out for a solid metal object with rounded edges. So, not a handmade Matryoshka doll? Definitely not, but the killer does have a hobby of that is of interest. Judging from the key cleaner traces left by the killer's hand on the victim's shoulder, the killer plays piano. And that makes sense. St. Petersburg is a musical city. Its conservatory produced Tchaikovsky composer of The Nutcracker and Swan Lake. So we have a piano playing killer, huh? Well, there won't be any ivories to tickle once Jacob puts him behind Mars. So Jacob, so far we've met 3 suspects with definite motive for bashing in Mikhail Karamazov's head. And don't they all seem a little special to you, like they stuck in old Russia? We found the victim's body on an estate owned by Dmitry Lermontov, an eccentric billionaire who dresses like he's in the 19th century. The caretaker of the said property, Ivan Vitosky, has a habit of chasing Theraspers away with a shotgun. Maybe he decided to mix things up and choose a new weapon. That Duchess Anastasia. Please tell me she's just running a scam and doesn't actually believe she's related to the Romanovs. Who knows how far a delusional person might go. Jacob, there's a commotion right by the victim's office. Someone's celebrating his death. Uh-oh, that's not good. Hey, we leveled up. Nice, I love leveling up. Alright guys, I'll see you guys in chapter 2. This is Galaxy Nail 2026. Over and out.